Finally, here it is, the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. And for those of you who are asking, well, where is the Note 6? It doesn't exist. Never has been, never will be, I guess. And in some countries, like mine, for example, Germany, Europe, we didn't have even the Note 5. So for us was the latest Note, this one here, that's the Note 4. And I compare these two because it's the same display. We have again 5.7 inch, and we have again 1440 by 2560 pixels. So the display is the same. Nevertheless, as you might see here, I hope so, it's a little bit smaller. Well, a little bit. It depends on what you see a little bit. It's now 74 instead of 79 millimeters width, and that's the most important thing for the personal subjective feeling and haptics. So this one feels as if it's 1 centimeter less because of these edges here on the front, on the back side, and it's a little bit more lightweight, 169 instead of 176 grams. So it's feeling way more compact than it really is because of the edges. This was a bigger one with these edges here, so completely different. I love the design, I love the haptics and the optics, and there's way more. But let's stay with the specifications first and then come to the features and everything else, because it's kind of a mixture. It's a little bit S7 Edge with these, all these features here. I don't go through them, just quickly. You have additional windows here for, let's say, apps and contacts and shortcuts, and you can add panels here and way more. I guess you all know this one, and you will all know these S Pen features, even if they are much more new one now. We will have a later separate video with all the new features with the final product. Here's not the time at the moment, but just for a preview of that, you can translate now, for example, single words with the S Pen. You can use it as a magnifier and way more. And you can have, nerve-wracking your neighbors with this one here, because it doesn't do anything. It's just like on a pen. We all know this one. I thought, oh, maybe it's a trigger for the camera. That would have been nice, piezo or something, and then making selfies or the back camera as a trigger. But maybe next time. Yeah, okay, S Pen we all know, and you can now insert it both ways now without getting in trouble. There was a problem with the Note 5 in the beginning, and it's the same processor. At least here in Europe, it's the Exynos 8890, the same one like in the S7 Edge, meaning octa-core. You have 2.3 and 1.6 gigahertz. You have 8 cores, and especially you have 4 gigabytes of RAM. And by the way, you have now 64 gigabytes starting internal memory, leaving a net memory of around about 52 gigabyte. At least Samsung is telling this, and you can expand it again like on the S7 with a SD card up to 256 gigabyte. On the other side, you will find a USB Type-C over here, so plugging in the cable in both ways. And like Samsung is pronouncing here on the launch event, you have a headphone jack. So, the iPhone might come without that, so they couldn't avoid this one here. And especially you have the S7 camera. You might remind it's 12 megapixels only, but you have these big sensor pixels catching a lot of light. You have a f1.7 aperture lens here, and on the front 2 optical image stabilizers. So getting a lot of light, making the pictures great, at least on the S7 and the S7 Edge. So I hope for the same here on that one. And you have dual pixel, meaning every single pixel on the chip is, you can use it for autofocus too, meaning you have that autofocus. It's very quick, and especially, you might remember my review of the S7 and S7 Edge. It's great in videos because it's totally stable, not pumping at all, and very precise and rapidly and everything. So I love that camera, of course. So let's hope, knock on wood, the same one here. And you have here a little bit more overview in the settings. You have that fingerprint reader over here, fingerprint sensor. You have waterproof IP68 like the S7, Android 6.01, and you have, of course, an iris scanner over here, like we've heard in the rumors. It really is here. So it's working like that. You have to press on off standby here, then swipe, and then go close like this. I already put on my glasses because Samsung is telling me you have to put on the glasses, you have to put off the glasses, then scan, and afterwards you can use the glasses. And like you see, no, it's going a little bit quicker. Let's give it another try. Oh, that was quick. Have you seen that? Almost less than a blink of an eye. Going close. You see it's working with glasses, and especially you have seen that infrared LED here on the front. So I tried it out advanced in a dark room, so almost dark, very few light. So it's really working with glasses, without glasses, but it needed more time. I'd say some 5 or 6 seconds, or maybe I need a little bit training here to get that, but it's working, and it's especially working better than on everything I've seen with an iris scanner, at least until now. Yeah, you have a fixed-in battery, just 3,500 milliamps. You know, the S7 Edge has 100 milliamps more, and this device, I guess, is a little bit more for advanced users, heavy users. You know, if you have that S Pen, you will use it all day long for working, for private, for everything. So I'm not quite sure if 3,500 milliamps are okay, but it was good in the runtime test. I mean, the 7 and S7 Edge, because of that AMOLED screen. It's the same one here, so knock on wood that you will come through the day with that device. We have to test that in the final, with the final device in the final review, of course. But for the moment, I'd say let's hope that it's okay. By the way, speaking about the panel, you should know that this is supporting now HDR streaming. You might know that, for example, from Amazon. So you have TV series that are produced and streamed in HDR, high dynamic range. You know that from the photos, more dynamics in the picture, and you could know that from your 4K TV set, for example, that have sometimes HDR support too. For me, it's the first phone with HDR, so I cannot show you here because I don't have any internet connection, any web connection like that one, but sounds good. And last but not least, here is, you might have seen already, a secure folder. That's a little bit misleading from the spelling because it's not only a folder. I cannot go in here because I do not have any internet connection, web connection here. It's the launch event, so I can't go on here. Nevertheless, you can imagine how this one is working because you have to go here, then iris scan or fingerprint or whatever, and you are not only in a secure folder, but it's a sandbox. So it's a completely different part of the device. You know that maybe from other manufacturers, so let's say for private and for business, for example. So you can have a second account and you can install all your apps with the second account in this secure area. It's not only a secure folder. And the second one is that one here, Gear VR, because Samsung wants to bundle this device with the Gear VR headset, at least for those who pre-order. You can start pre-ordering on August 16th. So get it a little bit earlier, 3 days ahead of the official launch in September 2nd, and you get for free that Gear VR as a if you pre-order this one. You will get it in 4 colors. That's black, white, gold, and some light blue. And yeah, prices 849, at least here in Germany, Europe. So it's really no bargain, but all the notes have been nevertheless good devices. So I hope we will see more of it. And especially here in this channel, as soon as we get the final device, you will get more videos here. Thanks for watching. Take care and bye.